Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now the end of February of 2021, and here we are. A lot of fans have been very much up in arms over how Lucasfilm handled the entire Gina Carano firing situation, and how Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they are still very much hard at work on the Ahsoka Tano series, The Mandalorian, you name it. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we have seen over the past couple of years that Kathleen Kennedy has been nothing but a force of destruction. This is a fact. You know, we saw how she handled The Force Awakens on and off, of how Luke Skywalker surprisingly was supposed to be a big role in that movie that was dwindled down to practically nothing because of Kathleen Kennedy. Let's not forget about that. Fast forward to The Last Jedi and how Rian Johnson handled Luke. Once again, a big moment in which it derailed the franchise, and how Kathleen Kennedy still calls the backlash from the fans about that film a minority, which really mind-boggles me, by the way. It really just makes me wonder, does she really believe in what she's saying, or is she just saying what she wants, you know, people to believe in? Now, going over to The Rise of Skywalker, this was yet another mishap by Kathleen Kennedy by deleting so many scenes and putting new ones in there. It really was a terrible move by Kathleen Kennedy. Now, on top of all of this, alright, what's really intriguing all has to do with the fact that, yes, we are now in a situation where a lot of fans are very much angry at how Disney and Lucasfilm are handling the Gina Carano firing situation. So, with that being said, of course, we do know that Jon Favreau is a hard-working man, and his partner Dave Filoni, they are doing everything that they can to bring back Star Wars Legends material, and to keep the vision of George Lucas alive and well. Alright? So, now that The Mandalorian Season 3 is currently in development, Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new universe and projects such as the Kenobi and Ahsoka series. However, it's described that behind the scenes, since the firing of actress Gina Carano, many setbacks have been made to the Star Wars franchise by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Now, it's noted that Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy is described to be in trouble with the Star Wars franchise, where the shareholders over at Disney are not happy with the Gina Carano firing and how it was overall handled, and that Disney CEO Bob Chapek is pushing Kathleen Kennedy to make some form of an official statement on the matter. However, Kennedy is refusing to make a statement about Gina Carano, and Bob Chapek is said to be falling into a shaky business relationship with Kennedy right now, and that it is actually impacting on exactly how long she will stay over at Lucasfilm. Chapek is already said to be finding ways to let go of Kennedy before her contract is up and to fire her as soon as possible, and that Chapek believes that Kathleen Kennedy is causing nothing but damage to the company, Disney and Lucasfilm, and this involves both Star Wars and Marvel now, since many members have cancelled Disney+. Bob Chapek is best described to feel embarrassed by how Lucasfilm handled Gina Carano's firing, and is very angry with Kathleen Kennedy of handling it in the way that she did. It's unclear if Chapek supports Carano or not, but nonetheless is angry at Kennedy for handling it improperly. Now, of course, we're talking about what happened between Kathleen Kennedy and Gina Carano, and how Kathleen Kennedy is the one who called the shots to not let Gina Carano know in person, let alone through an email at all. She wanted it to be done through social media. And this, once again, tells us what type of person Kathleen Kennedy really is. Very, unprofessional, a very disgusting human being in my book, to be honest with you guys. I don't know why anybody would handle it like that. It's just not necessary to do things that way. You know, love a person or hate a person, you know, in a job or an occupation, just fire them in the traditional sense, face to face. Call them in, you know, tell them about your concern and just let them go. And that's it. You know, that's how it should be done anyway. Even email is pretty low. So they should have done it face to face. Bob Chapek is having a big issue with that because Gina Carano exposed that. And now Bob Chapek is embarrassed by the fact that Lucasfilm even allowed this to happen, for it to go to this point. And I don't blame Bob Chapek. At the end of the day, you know, Disney, they're running multiple, companies. They're running Lucasfilm, they're running Marvel, they're running a lot of things out there. And these people canceling their memberships, it's not just affecting Star Wars, it's also affecting Marvel and how many people are going to tune into future Marvel TV shows. Now, sure, there's a big debate out there between fans on exactly how many fans really canceled their Disney Plus subscription, right? We don't know. And I'm honestly wondering if we will ever know, if Disney's going to release that, statistic or not. We're not quite sure about that. But one thing I will say is that Disney really needs to shape up with how they handle things moving forward and how they allow Lucasfilm to do things in such a way. Because at the end of the day, Disney is the boss. And Disney didn't really do all that much for Lucasfilm to handle this properly. They could have at least, kind of stepped in midway through and handled it in a better sense. So, obviously a lot of fans are very angry, a lot of fans are very fed up with how Kathleen Kennedy handled everything Star Wars and how she also handled the Gina Carano situation. I mean, the list goes on and on and on again. The other thing that I do want to point out that I believe is very, very important is that, yes, Kathleen Kennedy is still working on The Acolyte, and some weeks ago she lost more creative power on that show because of how she literally did not keep some promises about keeping some of the visions in line by George Lucas, and she completely did away with those. And that kind of, broke the fact that she would even be working on the first half. Kathleen Kennedy is more so working on half the episodes of The Acolyte, roughly 6 episodes, give or take, since it's going to be a 12-part series. But there's a lot of problems happening behind the scenes. There's a lot of problems because both Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland have magically fallen into creative differences. Can you imagine that? Both of these people having creative differences, nothing that you would really expect, but really, all in all, are we really all that surprised? I'm sure not. Now, the thing about Gina Carano is that March 9th, I believe, is the day. We're going to get that shareholder meeting, and we're going to learn a little bit more about the shareholders' take on Disney's current situation and the entire Gina Carano situation. And we've heard that shareholders are very unhappy, especially the top ones, very unhappy with the way things happened with Disney and Lucasfilm overall because of the Gina Carano situation not being handled properly. And that's exactly why Bob Chapek is very angry with Kathleen Kennedy and laying it all on her to make an official statement. And she herself is even refusing to do that under orders by Bob Chapek. And that's just disgusting in my book. So, I think that what needs to happen now, given that Kathleen Kennedy is refusing to even make a statement, at the very least, we should maybe even have Bob Chapek make a statement on the matter. I think that we can really see something like that. This guy is a very well-respected guy. I think he's a lot better than Bob Iger, so to speak. He handles things in a more calm manner. I think that what we're looking at now is that we're looking at, March 9th being a very big day for Star Wars fans and exactly where we're going to see Disney going and exactly how well this entire situation impacted the overall company, or how, it's going to impact them in a negative way. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.